A very good afternoon to you and welcome to CoreTV News in this hour. I am Nina Nyama. The military has imposed a restriction on movement of vehicles within Maiduguri, Borno State during the Eid al-Kabir celebration. It has also barred vehicles from going in and out of the city. In a series of tweets, the defense headquarters said the movement of donkeys, horses and camels would also be restricted from 5 p.m. on Wednesday. The Senate President Bukola Saraki is felicitated with the Muslim faithful in this year's celebration of Eid al-Kabir. He also urged Nigerians to make the fear of God the foundation for their lives. In his goodwill message to Nigerians to commemorate the Eid al-Kabir, Saraki said the festival symbolized the fear of Allah and the desire of man to always comply with the wish of his creator as exemplified by Prophet Ibrahim. He noted that with fear of Allah, mutual respect and love, Nigerians will be able to tolerate one another, work together and be able to harness the country's abundant resources as a progressive nation. He also called on all Nigerians to imbibe the spirit of love, tolerance and mutual respect, adding that these virtues are the panacea to move the nation forward. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar wants Muslims to speak with one voice against extremism. This, he says, is because of the great harm it is causing the image of Islam and its adherents. This is the thrust of his message on the occasion of Eid al-Kabir celebrations. The former president also wants Nigerians to rid their hearts and minds of hate, intolerance and prejudice, which he says promote violence, conflict and destruction of life and property in the country. He appealed to Muslim faithful to pay greater attention to stemming and eliminating poisonous extremist tendencies by ensuring that people with violent ideologies are not allowed to influence the innocent in the wrong direction. Still on the Eid al-Kabir goodwill messages, Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Bade has called on Muslims in Nigeria to imbibe the values of peaceful coexistence and brotherly love as they join their counterparts worldwide to celebrate this year's Eid al-Kabir. In his goodwill message signed by his Chief Press Secretary Habib Aruno, Governor Bade said since Islam preaches the message of peace and tolerance, every Nigerian should embrace brotherly love and harmonious coexistence. He also enjoined Muslim faithful to pray for continued peace and tranquility in the state and the nation, especially in the northeast, while urging Muslims to shun religious extremism, which according to him is a challenging development for the country. The governor described those who hide under the veil of religion to perpetrate terrorism as being ignorant to the teachings of Islam, as nobody can fight for God. The People's Democratic Party has urged Nigerians to use the season of the Eid al-Kabir to pray for abiding peace and unity in the country. The party say, irrespective of persuasions, Nigerians should maximize the period to reflect on the virtue of faith, service and total submission to the will of the Almighty God, as exemplified by Prophet Ibrahim. In a statement signed by PDP's National Publicity Secretary Olisa Metu, it disclosed that Eid al-Kabir provides Nigerians a great opportunity to once again submit themselves to God and commit the nation and its leaders to Allah in prayers. Metu also urged the citizens to rededicate themselves to the values that unite while resisting all vices that seek to weaken their bond of unity as a people. He therefore urged the federal government to reciprocate by promptly haste to chart a course of governance and economy and other sectors of the polity and commence the implementation of his campaign promises to the people. As Muslims across the world celebrate Eid al-Kabir, a visit to some motor parks in Lagos witnessed hike in transportation fare, a development many Nigerians complain bitterly about. Our correspondent Netu Ilaberi has details of their story.
This is the border between Ogun and Lagos State, featuring the famous Lagos-Ibadan Expressway that feeds commuters going to the southwest states and even the northern and eastern states. Presently, the traffic is heightened as many people are eager to get to their destinations to ensure safety of lives on the road as Nigerians prepare for Salah. Federal Road Safety Corps is ensuring that cars do not constitute nuisance on the road.
Vehicles are moving and generally everything is okay. Like last year, the traffic was terribly bad around this area. But this year, due to the presence of men in large number, traffic have been moving steadily. We envisaged it, we expected, we thought about it right from the onset, and we had set up to conquer it right from the onset.
Nigerians are advised to drive safely. Don't drink and drive to ensure safety of lives and property.
As Muslim faithful prepare for Salah all over the world, traffic is not what it seems to be like over the years where everybody will be traveling out of Lagos. As you can see, the road is not too filled with cars traveling. To our Muslim brothers and sisters, we wish you happy Salah celebrations.
As we wish our Muslim brothers and sisters a peaceful Salah celebrations.
As Muslims across the world celebrate Eid al-Kabir, the economic fallout in the country is taking its toll on the people. Some market visited across Ado-Ekiti saw ram sellers and foodstuff sellers lament low patronage. This is coming as the state government distributes rams to some Muslims as against the order rolled out by Muslim leadership in the state to reject the governor's Salah gift. Rashid has more in the story.
In a festive period like Eid al-Kabir, so many activities are always recorded and preparations are always in top gear in having a worthwhile celebration by Muslim faithfuls. But the cash crunch is no doubt taking its toll even as the state government distributes rams for some Muslim leaders in a move against the position of some others. However, Governor Ayodele Fayose clears the air.
In everything that is politics, I am not playing the politics of Islam or politics of Christianity. I'm doing the needful. And as a leader, that is what is expected of me. So I must support them because at Christmas I support Christians. It's just to encourage them. There's nobody that can give the totality of the need of any human being.
Despite the government's succor, the markets visited showed the grim reality of low patronage as affirmed by ram sellers and buyers alike.
The price is okay. It's not too high. At least we have the ram of 25,000, 30,000. We all know because there is no money. People are seeing no money.
Compared to what is going on in Ekiti, is high because of economic constraint in Ekiti is high.
The foodstuff section seems mostly hit with low patronage as sellers lament, adducing different reasons.
We are not seeing Salah in the markets. The rate of patronage is at the lowest ebb. We are not seeing it at all.
What do you think is specific?
Maybe there is no money in circulation, they've not paid the workers' salary, and the students have also resumed to a new academic session last week. So maybe parents have used their money to pay for their children's school fees or whatever.
As Nigerians lament, Eid al-Kabir is seen more as a religious feat than celebration. Thus, Nigerians are optimistic for better days ahead. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado-Ekiti.
The Ogun State Police Command says for the period of the Eid al-Kabir festival, the command has shifted the restriction order placed on operations of bar, joint recreation centers within the state till 24 hours. As from Wednesday 23rd September to Monday 28th September. It will be recalled that the command had recently placed restriction orders on the operations of Okada operators till 8:30 p.m. and activities at bars, joint recreation centers till 10 p.m. for security reasons within Ogun State. The command deemed it necessary to shift the order after a thorough deliberation with other security agencies at a meeting held at the instance of the Commissioner of Police, Abdul Majid Ali, in the office of the Commissioner of Police in Leweron, Abeokuta on Tuesday, in order to avail our Muslim faithful, their friends and fun seekers to enjoy the festive period. The command, however, wishes to reiterate that the order on commercial motorcyclists still stands, that no commercial Okada operator should operate beyond 8:30 p.m. every day. We'll take a break now, return with more stories. Just stay with us.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to your husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will stand for Yoruba land, will be strong man, you don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
This is the CoreTV News on this hour. For more of our news stories, you can join us on our social media platforms, facebook.com/CoreTV News, on Twitter at CoreTV News NG. You can also follow us on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CoreTV News. As Chief Olufalaye gets longer in the kidnappers' den, the Ondo State government and the state chapter of the APC has been on loggerheads. The All Progressive Congress alleged that the state government general security lapses leading to the kidnap of the elder statesman. Our correspondent Rashid has more in the story.
As the news of the kidnap of Chief Oluyemisi Falaye filtered into town, reactions have been pouring in from different quarters across the world. While the abduction gets longer, the grim look worn by sympathizers at Falaye's Akure residence attests to the passionate plea for his release.
He served the Yoruba race, he served the entire country very well. So we are calling on the federal government, the state government, and even members of the public to assist in ensuring that Papa returns home.
As the search continues, the Ondo State chapter of the APC says Olusegun Mimiko-led government is to be held responsible for the abduction in what was described as failure of the government in ensuring security. This was, however, dismissed by the government spokesperson.
A whopping sum of 1.5 billion is being deducted from the state as security votes on a monthly basis. If this amount is committed to securing lives and properties, this dastardly act will have been abated. As a government, we've been praying hard, we've been working hard, related to security agencies. But the job of getting anybody in this kind of situation is that of the security agencies.
The Ondo State Police Command says efforts are on to rescue Olufalaye. The students' body are also giving the doctors 48 hours ultimatum.
They are inside the bush, still combing the bush to possibly rescue him or not and arrest the felons.
Call for immediate and unconditional release of Pa Olufalaye by Fulani herdsmen in the next 48 hours. Failure to do so, we Nigerian students will not hesitate to mobilize en masse.
With all hands on deck, the quick release of the revered septuagenarian is expected by all, as negotiations may be on if alleged report is right. Rashid, CoreTV News, Akure.
President Muhammad Buhari has directed the Inspector General of Police and other security agencies to take all necessary action to ensure the safe and speedy rescue of Chief Olufalaye, who was abducted from his farm on Monday. President Buhari condemns the callous and reprehensible kidnapping of the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation and an elder statesman. The president assures Chief Falaye's family, friends and other concerned Nigerians that the federal government will do all within its powers to ensure his swift release. President Buhari, who has requested constant updates from the police and security agencies in efforts to find and rescue Chief Falaye, also denounces the recurring incidents of criminal abductions across the country. He assures all Nigerians that ongoing efforts to significantly enhance the security of lives and property in the country will continue, and that under his leadership, Nigerians, irrespective of their status, will no longer be left at the mercy of criminal elements. The alleged decision to exempt some agencies from the Treasury single account, which was reached after a meeting of officials of the affected agencies. In addition to NNPC, it was learnt that Bank of Industry, Federal Mortgage Bank, Bank of Agriculture, Urban Development Bank, Nigeria Export-Import Bank, Nigeria Independent Power Project, Galaxy Backbone and Nigeria Railways were equally exempted. This issue generated a lot of controversies among Nigerians. Public affairs analyst Nelson Ekujimi opines that President Buhari should stand by the principles of the Treasury single account.
Had the central bank governor also come on board yesterday to deny that there's no exemption for any ministries, departments and agencies. But be as it may, one thing we are very sure of, that we have a government that is very, very responsible, that is transparent, that is accountable, and we hold them to their words. We believe in this government, unlike what transpired in the past, where stealing was not corruption. We know that this government has come on board and has told us clearly that in line with the Constitution and our values as African people, that stealing is corruption. Even the Bible itself condemns stealing, because stealing means taking what does not belong to you. So that is a violation of the Constitution as well as a violation of the laws of God. So we believe that this government will, fight corruption to the best of its capability. It behoves on us Nigerians to give the government all the necessary support and encouragement. And whoever thinks he can distract this government should better be admonished that this is a responsible and serious government that knows its onions, and they cannot be distracted by side talk.
The Special Advisor on Media and Publicity to the President, Muhammadu Buhari, Femi Adesina, says the relationship between the media and federal government will have facelifts as government guarantees sincerity and commitment to upholding press freedom. Adesina stated this at a public presentation of the first 2 volumes of a book entitled Nigerian Media Leaders, Voices Beyond the Newsroom, written by Richard Ikebe, held at a co-hotel in Suite, Lagos. He said President Muhammadu Buhari recognized the media as an ally and a critical partner in nation building, and was in the know that without collaborating with the press, government's developmental agenda would not have proper visibility. The presidential aide confirmed that Buhari's democratic convictions have also come with a realization, understanding and appreciation of the roles of the free media in the evolution of a new Nigeria, while asking for the right hand of fellowship of the media. The wife of the President of the Senate, Toyin Saraki, has expressed her condolences to Oludolakpo Oshibajo, wife of the Vice President and the Awolowo family, on the death of Madam Anna Awolowo, fondly known as Mama H.I.D. Awolowo, widow of the late sage Chief Obafemi Awolowo. She also paid tribute to the life and times of the late matriarch, whom she said truly lived a fruitful, fulfilled and distinguished life. The Senate President's wife offered her prayers for the heavenly repose of the deceased matriarch and grace for the Awolowo family and all those who mourn her loss. The absence of counsel representing Abdullahi Alawo in court has stalled trial in the case filed against Mahmoud Tukuru, Ochonugo Alex, Abdullahi Alawo and their companies in a 38-count charge of conspiracy and obtaining over 3 billion naira in an unearned subsidy fund. At the resumed hearing at the Lagos State High Court in Ikeja, Alao's counsel, Aderemi Oguntoye, was conspicuously absent in court with no explanation on his whereabouts. The presiding judge, Justice Lateef Akakpo, expressed displeasure over his absence as he ordered prosecution counsel Rotimi Jacobs to write Oguntoye. Justice Akakpo then adjourned to October 7, 2015. Tragedy struck in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, as 2 children of same parents have been confirmed dead in a fire outbreak that got to the filling station. According to eyewitness, the wife of the owner of the petrol station located along Technical College Road, and her 3 children were inside the building when the fire started at about 12 noon, killing 2 of the children. Our correspondent Rashid has more on the story.
Sympathizers who thronged the scene of the inferno to help put the fire under control before the arrival of the fire brigade service could not hold back their tears at the sight of the damage caused. One of the sympathizers, Ojo Williams, said the situation wouldn't have gotten worse but for the late arrival of the fire service.
Actually, it's unexpected something that we saw this morning. Suddenly, we just even see the fire out of the room with that woman, the wife of the owner of the property, with fire on his body. And to my own best of knowledge, I believe the source of the gunfire is through the fridge, a refrigerator. The light comes from that area. He entered the woman's body. From there, they wanted to quench the fire, but it's unable to do. So since then, the fire began to maybe moving speedily and destroy some property.
The director of Osun State Fire Service, Michael Ogundipe, who confirmed the incident, blames the extent of the destruction on the construction of the building, which according to him has only one escape route.
When the fire started, we don't know when the fire started, but when we met the fire when it was burning. So all our efforts, the building construction is not good. The building construction is not in order. Because if there is many entrances leading to that places, that is those people died in that incident couldn't have died. They have only one entrance. Why the other places have been blocked with the iron. So that is the causes of all those that reported inside that building.
In the inferno, the mother and her child have been taken to hospital for treatment, while the charred body of the dead children have been removed to mortuary by men of the Federal Road Safety Corps. Rashid, CoreTV News, Oshogbo.
Away from that and now to the foreign scene, not less than 150 pilgrims have been killed and 400 injured in a crash at Mina outside the city of Mecca, Saudi Arabia. The Directorate revealed that the casualties are victims of Thursday's stampede, which took place today in Mina on the outskirts of the holy city of Mecca. Report says some 2 million people are taking part in this year's Hajj pilgrimage, which began on Tuesday. The Hajj season was already overshadowed by the crane accident that killed 107 people and injured more than 200. And that's it on CoreTV News on this hour. Thank you so much for watching. I am Nena Nyama. Good afternoon.